JJ, how important has Wells' emergence been here for this Yankees lineup?
Incredibly important. You go back to early July, Luis Severino was joking around saying the Yankees have two guys in your lineup and a whole lot of nobodies. Well, Austin Wells, right around that particular point in time, was inserted into the cleanup spot. And he had really bad luck first month of the year. All of a sudden was slowly but surely starting to get hotter with the bat. And since the middle of July, he has transformed, in my opinion, the way the Yankee lineup feels. He puts the ball in play. He has professional at-bats. He has helped dramatically lengthen this thing out where you don't just feel like, all right, it's Judge Soto and you're waiting for Giancarlo Stanton to go and hit a home run. Wells can hit you a double. He can go and get you a two-strike base hit. And if you look at his OPS since the first month of the year, it profiles quite well with basically any of the top catchers you want to find in baseball. I didn't think we'd say at the beginning of the year the most impactful Yankee youngster was going to be Austin Wells over Anthony Volpe. It's not even close. Wells has been one of their 5 most valuable players this season.
I agree. And, if you look at the Rookie of the Year, he all of a sudden has jumped into the fray. He's only played 100 games, but hitting in the 4 spot, protecting Judge, over 940 OPS in the second half, that matters a lot. His defense has been a lot better than anyone expected. I still have a hard time, though, with Colton Cowser not getting the MVP, the Rookie of the Year in the American League with the Orioles. He's played 137 games. He got 20-plus homers. He's a plus defender in left. He's at least solid average in center field, too. And, because he's played more games, the numbers are a little bit higher there than Wells. Now, again, there's still a little ways to go, but I think that Cowser still has it. Now, Wells could maybe change that in the next 3 weeks if he continues on this hot stretch.
I was digging in today on this Cowser versus Wells thing. It's a tricky one when you're going with a plus defensive outfielder if you're putting him in a corner, Cowser, against a catcher. So Wells has got the games played thing is a great point that Cowser has on his side. Wells has got an OPS that's 20 points higher than Cowser's. So you look at the defense as a potential separator. You know what a burner in the outfield looks like, but with catcher, it's so hard. We know through the analytics on catching, through the metrics, that he blocks well and he frames well. We know from our eyes that he has an okay arm. It's not as bad as we heard it was going to be when he was a prospect. It's actually better than we thought, but it's not, what you say, like a plus arm. So to me, like, the real way you evaluate the value of a catcher is to talk to the pitchers. So this afternoon I went to Garrett Cole, and I've known Cole long enough where I know he would have answered it differently if he didn't mean it. And I was like, how is he right now in his career as a game manager? Is it calling pitches, managing your emotions, all that kind of stuff that's unquantifiable for a catcher? And he said when Wells got here last September, he started a series in Houston, all 3 games. The Yankees swept that series, and immediately Cole and the pitchers could see he had a knowledge of the game, he had a presence, he had a feel for it that exceeded what you would expect from a rookie. He's only gotten better from there. And Cole has a very high bar. Not only can he be tough on catchers, but he's coming from Jose Trevino and Martin Maldonado before that, who he absolutely loves. He made the point that with Wells, when you have a 700 to 800 OPS catcher and a guy who pitchers can really trust, that's like 2 incredibly valuable qualities at once. So a high praise from the Cy Young winner about Austin Wells' defense. We know about his offense.
Think about this with Wells. At the beginning of the year, he's splitting time as far as the catcher position is concerned. In fact, he wasn't getting most of the reps. Now we're talking about him as a front runner potentially to go and win American League Rookie of the Year. He's batting cleanup in the Yankee lineup. Again, one of the more valuable players on the 2024 Yankees, and I think he's going to have to play a massive role for this team if they're going to win a pennant.
Well, I agree with you. He is going to have to be an integral part of it. My question would be, is it sustainable? And even if it is throughout, we've seen this with the Yankees before, whether it's Gary Sanchez, whoever it may be, even Volpe, when he comes out, he looks like a superstar, and then he fades away a little bit. He's one of those guys who was, Spencer Jones before the year. Oh, Spencer Jones is going to be the greatest. Then he fades away. Wells is here. He's had a positive impact here, but he is a major key for the Yankees moving forward in the postseason.